Well, hello there, Philadelphia. Are you ready for your weekly dose of positivity right here, coming live at the Xfinity studio on PHLY? Welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats, coming off of a Monday Night Football loss against the LA Chargers. I am, wow, okay. I am mentally and physically exhausted. I got home at 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday from a long travel trip out from LA, and that just takes a lot out of you. LA to Phoenix, 2 hour layover, Phoenix to Philadelphia, and everybody knows how flying into Philadelphia is. It's not always pleasant. Baggage claim, the whole thing. Crashed on the couch at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm exhausted, but what that travel allowed me to do was to kind of just gather my thoughts and also gather the thoughts of the rest of the pundits around Philadelphia, the fan base, the post-game show, the podcast, the reaction to that Monday night devastating, and I do mean devastating, loss. And try to gather my thoughts about what I'm going to say on this intro. And what I ended up doing, all of that, by the way, listening to all the podcasts and the post-game press conferences, but what I ended up doing was more or less reflecting on things that I have said on this open for this show. I've used terms like championship DNA. I've used terms like keep the main thing the main thing. I use terms like winners win. And what I should be talking about today, as I'm tired and cranky and in a bad mood, what I should be talking about today is an Eagles victory on the road in prime time against a good opponent to get this offense and get this season and get this course back on track so we can start heating up on the way to the postseason. And I would be. If it wasn't for an A.J. Brown drop, an A.J. Brown tip pass, if it wasn't for a Jalen Hurts interception, Jalen Hurts interception / fumble, if it wasn't for play calling that was at times mind-bogglingly stupid, if it wasn't for another Jake Elliott missed field goal, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for this. Championship DNA. I keep reflecting on things that I've said on this podcast as a fan, and I do mean that in a purest sense, as a true fan. Championship DNA. You tell me. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me if this seems like a championship football. Keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing will always be getting that dub. And we're not keeping the main thing the main thing. And winners win. This is true. We've seen it out of this team. But losers find a way to lose. And that's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did on Monday night. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about, and our fingers crossed for something positive to pull out of this team, this season, hell, even this show, on the way to hopefully winning the NFC East and the postseason. What the hell are you wearing?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me?
The Flyers went down 1-0 to the Sharks and then ran off 4 straight goals. Won 4-1. Kyle Schwarber just resigned. Philly for life, $150 million. I mean, I'm a positive bunny, bro. That's how Philly rolls. Why are you so aggressive? Why are you so upset? This is hop along.
Get this thing out of here. Just like they did in the locker room. Get this thing out of here. Black Ready. We're down Jason Ashworth today. He'll be joining us once again.
You think he can stop me? You think he can stop me, Julia? You think he can stop the joy in my heart, Julia? He thinks he can control me. You can't control me.
What are we doing? What is happening right now?
You can't control me. The Flyers 4-1 against the Sharks.
That's what we're talking about right now. The Flyers.
$150 million, 5 years. Schwarber, buy your man a cheesesteak out here in these streets, and you over here boo-hooing, embarrassing yourself. positive out here.
So obviously one of us is down and one of us is apparently way up. So positivity, Bunny Gritty. How are you feeling after that Monday night game?
Man, I'm so upset with the way that fans are right now reacting to all this in the city. I look around the league and the way our game's been playing out lately, we get to watch other teams play football. So when I watch a guy go and have one of his worst games, multiple interceptions, losing a close game, a game he should have won, when he's got the offensive coordinator doing what he's supposed to do, the defense is playing their part, the coach makes mistake after mistake late in the game, and then they lose and he has one of his lowest QBRs ever, and then the whole city wants to bench him. I can't believe Patrick Mahomes had a 19-point rated QBR and threw 3 interceptions and lost a close game with a titan of a head coach and offensive genius guru and Andy Reid. Are they trying to bench him after just being in the Super Bowl and getting dog walked? Aren't they below 500? Is the city trying to bench Patrick Mahomes today? I don't think so. I think there's a quarterback you're allowed to go through our patches. And, if you're not, so Jalen's not elite, right? So when you're an elite quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, I don't care if your O-line's banged up. I don't care if your running back's non-existent. Your defense is showing up for you, Patrick. You got all your wide receivers out there. Oh, Kelsey's still dropping passes? Well, shame on you because you're elite. You should go out there and get the George W. Oh, wait, we're not. Oh, we're Philadelphia. So I've got to rage bait, hate my quarterback for going through a bad time when he did what everybody wanted him to do. You wanted my quarterback to look like Justin Herbert? It was Freaky Friday. I keep telling people, Justin Herbert went out there, had 139 yards passing, 60, 70 yards rushing, gutted it out, did anything he had to do to win. It's not about the yards. It's about gutting it out and getting dubbed. Jalen Hurts out here slinging it. 4 picks, fumble, turnover. That looks like Herbert in the postseason. But he loses. But he had 400 yards on the ground on offense. You should be happy. They moved the ball up and down on that defense. Because this is what you said, what I say, the George W is what always matters. I don't need and/or want style points. A.J. Brown has been balling 3 games in a row. We've lost 3 games in a row. I'd much rather have Dallas Goedert going off because he keeps his mouth shut. I'd much rather have Smitty getting decapitated because he keeps his mouth shut. I'd much rather have Tank. Can Tank get 1 run? Or could the OC remember to run the ball in the second half at all? 16 carries in the first half, 4 carries in the second half, but I want to bench my quarterback. I love Philadelphia. Some passionate idiots out here in this city. Some of the smartest, dumb fans in America live right here in Philadelphia.
But Black Gritty, for the first time, and especially when it comes to Jalen Hurts, I'm going to completely disagree with you.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing that he shouldn't be benched. No, he should not be benched. I know there's a lot of people clamoring for Tanner McKee, like he's going to be the Nick Foles of this season and come in and save the season. Oh, here comes Tanner McKee. Well, look at his offense. Will you wait till the season? And I got to admit, a little curious.
Okay.
I don't want to know. No. I don't want to know the answer, but I'm curious. Nevertheless, you bench Jalen Hurts right now, you are going down a path from which there is no return. You bench Jalen Hurts right now, not because of injury, not because of anything else, not because playoff seeding is already well within hand. You bench Jalen Hurts based upon his play. Just go to Jerry World, hand him the golden ticket, and say, here's the NFC East. You take it. We don't deserve it. You take it. That's what benching Jalen Hurts would do. However, if you think I'm going to sit here and absolve Jalen Hurts of any responsibility, he played by far the worst game. Dare I say, he lost us that game. Because I'm not going to sit here and compare Jalen Hurts to Patrick Mahomes. I've said it before in this podcast. There is an upper echelon tier of quarterbacks in NFL history, probably 1% of quarterbacks all time, that can lift a team on their shoulders and kind of Thanos it where it's saying, fine, I'll do it. That's the Peyton Mannings of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world. Yes, the Patrick Mahomeses of the world. But I need my quarterback, at the very least, setting the bar, I need you to be mid. I need you to be mid. And what I saw out of him was not mid. What I saw out of him was a lot of poor decisions, a lot of throws into double coverage, a lot of just lofting the ball up in the air. And I'm sorry, Jalen, as staunch of a defender as I have been for you, that game, by and large, there's other parts to it. The offensive line back, bro, that was you. I'm sorry, that was you.
Because you had a bad day, taking one down, sing a sad song just to turn it around. You've never had a bad day? Yes, it was the worst game of his career. I fully agree with you. I'm not absolving him. I'm going to rip him to death. How are you going to get an interception and fumble on your day off, Craig? How do you do it? It hasn't happened since 1978. It's embarrassing. Get the ball and go down. Who do you think you are? I know you walk around and do this all the time, but bro, I believe I can fly. I'm watching slow motion like, where are you going? Go down. Terrible game.
Yes.
But even with all that, in the worst game of his career that we've seen, he still had a chance to win. Now, we're going to go through all the other reasons too. But my point is, when I say about the Patrick Mahomes and whoever, it's just like, this guy has taken us to the highest heights twice, won once.
Yes.
And 3 games in a row, he's had bad games. I'm saying that before that, he had a perfect passer rating. And 5 games later, now you want to bench him? You know what? I'll tell you this too. Let me finish. If you benched him right now today, we'd still make the playoffs. We win the division. You know why? He would lose to the Buffalo Bills because they're good and everybody else is trash. They're injured, whatever.
But the Raiders are coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put Tanner McKee in now. Let him ball out. Oh, look at him. Yeah. You know what? Start Tanner McKee against Buffalo Bills. Then come talk to me. My point to that is, like, you still get into the postseason, but nobody else is doing that. Can't I just call this guy trash for the week and still love him? I, like
100%. It's the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
Okay.
I'm talking about the community. I started out saying what I was saying just to reemphasize the point. Josh Allen has had 10 games with 4 or more turnovers. 10. Jalen Hurts has had 1 game with 3 or more turnovers in his whole career. And now it's like, I got to bench him for Tanner McKee. Like, can we get to the real of the story? Again, I want to be mad at Jalen Hurts. It was embarrassing, but this is what happens. Their ears are to the street. Throw it in the middle. They want to throw it in the middle. Let's throw it in the middle. That's why Jalen don't want to throw it in the middle. A lot of bad things happen there. To Goff and except for Stafford. Stafford's assassin over the middle. But a lot of guys get balls tipped up. I hate Dak Prescott, but I laugh at how many balls get tipped over the middle and interceptions. It's not Dak's fault. I'll laugh and say it is. It's just, dude, we just gotta win games. We gotta get back to winning games. I don't want to look sexy. I'm overweight. I still get laid. I want to look like this and still get the payoff. I don't need to be T.O. I just want to get it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just.
Why am I yelling? I'm so sorry.
It's just the last 3 games for a fan base that has post-traumatic stress disorder over 2023 to watch this team go from blowing a 21-point lead in Dallas, getting run all over by the Chicago Bears, and then having every opportunity to win if this was any other week, if this was week 4 instead of in December, if this was the beginning of the season instead of the end of the season, oh, Eagles, Jalen, I'm giving you a pass. You get a complete pass.
If it was sprinkled out between games.
Yeah, it's sprinkled out
between 3 in a row.
But we are now watching this team still struggle to find an identity, the quarterback to still find his rhythm, the offense to still find a flow. Meanwhile, credit to the defense, y'all are carrying us. Y'all are carrying us, despite the fact that we keep putting you on the field over and over, and not to mention overtime, where we're like, we have such and it's transparent. We have such a lack of confidence in this offense that at the end of a half, we're not going for it. We're doing some draw play, just a give up plays. How many times have we done give up plays all year? And at the end of the game, we go into overtime, you're like, hey, and I know there's logic behind that, but to me, that just speaks in a complete lack of confidence in the offense. And here we are.
It's a scared strategy that, again, I bent the knee to Nick. I want out of that. I don't care what kind of purgatory I got to do.
You can get out of it at the end of the season. You get a pass.
Because my thing, what you said earlier, is the defense has been saving us. The defense got wrecked. And last week, everybody's like, well, the offense was off the field 3 downs. I watched the games twice. They got dog walk from the opening drive.
Right. They got
by the
out
Bears.
coached, out schemed.
They got out schemed. They were just
Ben Johnson got you.
Fangio was in a blender. But this week he comes back and he fixes those problems.
Yeah.
Because if you don't think
down their best defensive player, by the way,
that the Chargers' good defense wasn't looking at that and saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do to attack this, and then you make adjustments, that's coaching. That's getting your young guys up there. We won a Super Bowl with a rookie cornerback and a slot guy, rookies on the line because of coaching. Nick can't get these guys to stop doing penalties. I know you're injured. I know you can't get the push off and give Saquon 4 free yards a head start. But can you stop false starting? Can you stop with the blatant holds? Like, if you're gonna hold, know that you can't do it for 10 straight seconds. Like, can we fix those things in coaching? Can we fix the pacing? Now, again, they did what we wanted to do. Drew Brees calling us boring. Everybody's calling us boring. Hey, it looked real sexy. Jalen's out here slinging it. Bro, take the bunnies. Take the checkdowns. Did you forget that Dallas Goedert is your best friend? Zach Ertz was the best friend in this year for a long time. Shout out to him. Injured. Heart goes out to him. Heart goes out to him. But, like, take the bunnies. Take the easy stuff. And we don't do it enough to be consistent. But if you want Jalen Hurts to start slinging it and everything look all sexy, that's what it looks like. Hey, AJ, you want the ball? You drop some dimes, bro. Jules missing pass all over the place. Again, Herbert had your typical Jalen Hurts game, was missing balls left, right, wide into the dirt. And Jalen was dropping dimes that were just lost in the ether. And all you can think about is the ones that he missed. So, bro, we're all over the place. We've got to get back to winning games.
But I'm not sure they know offensively how to do this. Like, I know what you understand. Take the checkdowns. Take what's there. This entire offense has been checked down, Charlie. Nick talks so much about explosive plays and winning the explosive play battle. And because it's checked down Charlie offense, it's become predictable. Julie, I'll ask you to cue that video up. It's become predictable where now if you get a savvy defensive coordinator, what they're going to do is put a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage and confuse Jalen. Because I'll admit, and as much of a defense, I got to call it like I see it, man. Jalen is struggling to see the entire field. Jalen is struggling to read a defense. You then add another layer of just being predictable and the fact that your checkdowns, like, can we pull up that clip real quick? This was my view from SoFi Stadium of a play that's going to live in infamy. And if we watch this thing, I'm pointing to the right because I'm like, okay, different offensive formation. Saquon's out wide, three receivers to the right. Watch the defensive tackle. Perfectly timed zone blitz. Can you rewind that and start from the top, please? Perfectly timed zone blitz, but also, too, the defensive tackle is looking at whom and going to a spot where. Watch the defensive tackle. I'm not an all-22 guy, but you can't tell me that that's not a zone blitz with intent. He knew exactly where the check down was going to be. He knew exactly where AJ was going to be. The defensive tackle didn't just pedal backwards. He pedaled to it up and to the right. He knew exactly where AJ... Listen, credit to the Chargers, and I'm not Fran. I'm not all 22 guy. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing as a fan sitting in literally the last seat, the last row at SoFi Stadium. That's what it looks like to me. When you check down Charlie all the time and the offense becomes predictable, you get a savvy defensive coordinator like that, you're going to get them all crowded up against the line of scrimmage, and then Jalen doesn't know where the pressure's coming from. That's why he doesn't like being under center. That's why he doesn't like to be under center. Why are you under center? Answer that. Why would you be under center? For the
run.
For the play action, right? For running the ball and the play action. What do you have to do to set up a play action? You have to turn your back to the defense. Jalen that's why he likes being in shotgun. He's already in the drop. He has to go back 2 more steps. He's reading the field. If Jalen's got to turn his back to the defense, he's already lost in the sauce. So I wonder sometimes when we're sitting there going, Nick, it's your fault. When we're sitting there going, Kevin, under center, the statistics prove it. The national pundits are saying it live on the broadcast. All the analysts are saying it on the postgame show. Why? You think Petullo and Nick are dumb? They know that under center works. I have to start, at least as much as I am a Jalen defender and as much as I believe in this guy and as much as I'll put out a reel 2 weeks ago saying you don't win, he's still the guy. He won a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl MVP. I have to now at least start entertaining the thought that maybe the offensive play calling is what it is, and he's not under center like he is, and he's not running like he should be because of Jalen.
So that clip that you put up there is a great clip. It's a counterinductive thing for myself, which I'm going to sound really weird saying. So in that play, right before that play, he ran the exact same play, flipped to the other side. And AJ Brown.
You mean AJ went to the right instead of the left?
Yes.
Okay.
And AJ Brown was wide open. And Aikman's like, why did he AJ Brown over the middle? He was wide open. Next play, R1 PlayStation button, flip the play because Patullo said, hey, we just missed AJ. We're going to flip it and run it again. Jalen came right at that thing, was like, boom. Now the defense adjusted and dropped the guy back. Now, what I say that to say is because one thing Patullo doesn't do is when you see something works, he never comes back to it again.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert had 2 touchdowns early in the season with that flip pass. Have we seen it again?
No.
That was in week 2.
No.
Have we done it for a first down instead of doing a tush push or anything creative like that again? No. He did it twice, one game and then in game 3, and then we've never done it again. What? Okay. Not even run it again where it failed and it got picked or fumbled or blew up in the backfield. Just never again. Worked perfectly twice. You never do it again. That play is the first play I can really remember. He did something because Troy Aikman was so adamant about it. How do you miss A.J. Brown? He's right around the middle. He's your hot read. Throw it. Just throw it. They flipped it. He threw it. And I'm looking for Aikman. And that's why we don't throw it in the middle. I'm screaming at Aikman because I'm like, did they hear you, bro? Because he just did what you asked him to do. And that's why I don't throw it in the middle. So you're right about Jalen. You're right about him not seeing it. Here's my question. A few weeks ago, all the leagues came out. Jalen doesn't listen to coaching. He's going rogue with AJ. They're calling plays they want to play. He's all run out of plays. The next week, Jalen's like, well, how come he didn't execute? This was the second game they lost. He's like, I'm just doing what I'm asked. I'm running the plays that are asked. He's obviously like, okay, so y'all are snitching saying I'm audible plays. Now I'm going to run what's called. So Patullo, run under center. Call it under center play. I don't care if he doesn't like it. I don't care if he's mad at it. If you know that it works, then do it. I can't figure out who it is to put it on Jalen when you only run the ball 4 times the second half. That has nothing to do with under center and Jalen Hurts not wanting to go under center and not doing anything. So who's the idiot? Who's the moron? Because I hear what you're saying. And the problem is we're all right about the same dumb bullshit. But whose problem is it when you have 4 rushes in the second half? You want them under center. Under center for what? They don't think we're going to run the ball. We haven't run the ball in 5-10 minutes.
But you started to get the run game going, and the coaches just kind of just forget.
Because he doesn't know what to do.
They like move on from shit that's working. And that's the thing I can't wrap my head around. Last year, the offensive line walks into Nick's office and says, we got to start running the ball. That's our identity. The players told you that. That's our identity. Run the ball.
And you want to know why they ran the ball and why they said that? For a reason that you can see one of the differences is. Mekhi Becton doesn't like to pass block. That's why he's having a problem with the Chargers. He likes to run block. He's a beast. He likes to blow people off the line. Now he's out there, the Chargers are like, hey, bro, you got to do both. He came here, he got to do what he excelled at, moving men forward, not backpedaling and trying to hold them off. So now we're sitting there like, well, Steen's not doing this. Bro, the whole team's banged up. They're injured. Jalen's like, you want me to turn my back with this guy on my side? Okay, sure. Let's do it. You want Jalen to run. He runs for 22 yards. Holding. He runs for 11 yards. Holding. I mean, it boggles my mind because we're all right about the same thing except for blaming one person. It's not even Ken Patullo because Ken Patullo also has done enough to get us to win the games, right? We still could have won that game. He only called 4 rushes. We still could have won that game. And we didn't. So right now, I'm just trying to get healthy, get Lane back, because that's another thing, too. We don't win games when Lane Johnson's not out there. We don't win games when Jalen Hurts isn't out there.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
I don't even want Lane Johnson back. Not until the postseason.
Okay.
Like
don't waste it.
Don't waste it. The only thing you got going for you is that, yes, I truly do believe, regardless of what happened on Monday night and the tired and the jet lag and the time zone changes that got me sort of feeling some sort of way, is that the reality of the situation is probably still winning the NFC East.
Yeah.
Right. So I said it last week. All I care about is winning the NFC East and getting into the playoffs. And then hopefully, listen, Eagles fans, we've seen weirder shit happen. Like, let's not pretend like we haven't seen weirder shit happen. I saw Nick Foles go in for an MVP candidate, and the offense try to literally just change the offense on the strength of that quarterback, have a couple rough games towards the end of the season, and then go in the postseason and get red hot. So I've seen my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, lose the Super Bowl, get kicked in the teeth the next year, and then come back with a vengeance. Like, so I still believe, because I've seen weirder shit happen, and it's resulted in rings, that, hey, just get us to the playoffs, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something will click. Maybe it's something. But this happy bunny, positivity bunny shit, no. We need to start getting angry, guys.
I feel like you're taking shots at me because when you say bunny, you look real aggressive. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're still wearing those ears.
Oh,
you
my bad.
you can't see it. I can see it.
My bad. I apologize.
They can see it. You're still wearing the ears.
I apologize. That's
I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth, but I almost want to take a page out of Chip Kelly's playbook as much as I loathe that guy. And I can't remember whether it was Chip or Jeffrey Lurie, but at the end of that miserable season, there was 53 angry men, right? They were all wearing T-shirts, 53 angry men. And they went out and they beat the Pats. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Stop boo-hooing about, we got to take accountability, we got to execute. Get angry. Get pissed off. That loss should bother the shit out of you. You're better than that. That's on you guys. Get mad. Get angry. You got the Raiders coming in here who Geno Smith's not even going to play. You get Kenny Pickett, who, by the way, has taken more snaps in the Super Bowl than any Dallas Cowboys quarterback in the last 30 years. Okay, you got Kenny Pickett coming to town. You stop these guys out. Win the game. Get your shit together. It's December. It's almost the playoffs. What are we doing?
We're paying some bills here at PHLY Cheap Seats, and yeah, being positive bunnies. That's what we're doing. So let's go. You just got off California road trip. The PHLY PST NHL road trip California takeover. Ultimate Flyers getaway. PHLY and Philly sports trips are taking the Diehards west for a California takeover. Flyers legend John Leclerc will be there March 17th to the 22nd. They're hitting the West Coast. 2 games. See, you go out there for 1 game. These guys are doing it right. They're staying out there getting 2 games. Anaheim Ducks at the Honda Center, the LA Kings at the Crypto Arena. Your package includes optional round trip tickets from Philly, 5-night stay at a beautiful Santa Monica hotel, group tickets available. Phillies party, Flyers party. You know how they do. They're out there partying. They got watch party. They got launch parties, DJing. You should be there and then take me as your security. It sounds like it's going to be a great time. This California vacation is a dream for any Flyers fan. And you should go out there and go do it. I should go do it too. Spots are limited. Book today, allphly.com/events. Get yourself out there to California. 2 games. You only get to go to 1 at a time. 2 games.
I should have done my read first because I want to talk about Philly sports trips and the trip out to LA because despite what happened at the end, it was like awesome until like the last play at overtime. But okay, True Mark. Hey parents, the holidays are coming fast and it's the perfect time to teach your little kid a little something about money. And Greenlight makes that easy. Greenlight's the all-in-one money app and debit card made just for families. Helps kids learn to spend wisely, save for what matters, and build smart money habits, all with you calling the plays. Here's the best part. TrueMark Financial Credit Union members get a free custom card with their free Greenlight subscription. That's a $79.99 value. Not a member yet? No problem. You can open up an account online or at any TrueMark Financial's 24 branch locations and score this exclusive offer. With Greenlight, you'll get real-time spending alerts, easy controls, an instant on-off switch to your kids' cards. Plus, kids can earn on their savings and manage chores and allowance right there in the app. So make this holiday season a win. Visit TrueMark.com/Greenlight for all the details and get started today. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. LA, I got to hand it to you. West Coast Eagles fans, I got to hand it to you.
They roll deep out there.
Woo, boy. Do they ever? Because they don't get to see it often, right? They're crazy. They're passionate. They're cut from the same cloth that we here are cut from the East Coast, but they don't get it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody was to ask me, hey, what are you doing on a Sunday? What are you doing this Sunday? Like, why would you even ask that? Why? You know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at Lincoln Financial Field. I'm going to be at the Birds game. I'm going to be tailgating, party. They don't get that. So when they come out to SoFi, Levi, whatever it might be, even Arizona, they all come and congregate and party their asses off. And Philly Sports Trips did a big. We were at Santa Monica Pier DJing on Sunday for raising money for the Eagles Autism Foundation. Spadare was there, Swoop was there, Sproles was there, John Dornbos. 400 Eagles fans were there, all raising money for an amazing cause on the Eagles Autism Foundation. In fact, if you want to donate yourself and throw a little something in the kitty, I think the minimum donation is $5. Go visit my Instagram account at @erock_Eagles. My Eagles Autism fundraising page is right. The link for it's right there. But we had an absolutely amazing time, and then we doubled up on it. Go down to Hermosa Beach. You ever been to Hermosa Beach?
I have been to
Oh,
Hermosa
it's
Beach.
beautiful. What a charming little town with the pier and everything like that.
Yeah.
South Bay Eagles Alliance had another Eagles Autism Foundation party there. So I was double dipping, which sounded like a good idea at first.
Yeah, so you get...
So you actually like have to do a DJ set for like 3 hours and then take an Uber down and then knock out another 2-hour set. All the meanwhile, dude, like I am getting old. I am a morning person. I am not a night person. So these people are like, bro, it's 10 o'clock. The party, dude, it's 1 o'clock my time. I'm a dad. I'm 43 years old and I am tired. So I didn't hang out and party as much, but I was up at like 4 in the morning, on that East Coast time. But what an amazing trip. Shout out to all the West Coast Eagles fans for their hospitality. Got to visit a surfboard shop, a custom surfboard. Yeah, dude, that was amazing. Got to take a tour of Long Beach. Yeah, sometimes I wonder, especially you look at me and people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you dress like a California kid." Sometimes I wonder if I was born on the wrong coast there.
You're a Waterton.
A Waterton?
Waterton. You like being on the water.
A waterman?
A waterman.
I'm a watersman.
Waterman. Waterman. A waterman.
Wooderman.
So, we just did our rant and rail about the QB. We'll circle back around that later. But it was funny because someone in the chat's like, you guys need to get a job. He's had a bad game. Yeah, we said that in the midst of all the yelling of we believe in our quarterback. We had a bad game. You can't ignore it.
You can't ignore it.
And you can't ignore the antithesis of everything encompassing everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, Elliott, missing that kick. You're inside, bro. I give you grace when it's 14 degrees in Lambeau. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're outside in Philadelphia to 25-mile-an-hour winds. Okay. You're in a dome. There's no reason you should miss that kick. So there was stuff to be put out all over the place. But let's just talk about the defense real quick.
Sure. Can I say something about Elliott, though? Because I was in show prep. Like, you got to understand, Jalen's not getting a pass for that game. Period. Jalen's not going to get a pass. Nobody's getting a pass. AJ's not getting a pass. The coaches aren't getting a pass. Jake Elliott's not getting a pass. I saw this on Instagram from Philly Sports Reports. Coming off a Super Bowl 59 performance where he kicked a perfect 4 for 4 on field goals, he has made just 75% of his field goals this season, which is 37th in the league. He is just...
How many teams in the league?
32, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Not great.
Not great.
He is just 70% on field goals over the past 6 weeks. From 50-plus yards this season, Elliott is 3 for 6 and 0 for his last 3. Not only did Elliott miss an extra point, but at the very end of Friday's game, he hooked a 52 wide or left. I guess this is still talking about the Black Friday game. And he certainly didn't do himself any favors out there in L.A. So, I'm not going to...
Jalen played so bad, you can't not start with that. You can't not pound on that because it's 5 turnovers. But again, there's plenty of blame to go around.
Plenty of blame to go around.
But the defense... they did a great job. They weren't perfect by any means, but N'Kobe on blitzes is a heat seeking missile that always finds his target. And, I clown Herbert because I don't like him for having a Jalen Hurts type of game. He was shedding off some tackles. He was running like a man possessed a little bit, but he is like 6'8" or 6'7", big kid, pushing through people. But Nakobe was on him when it was time to get on him. And Jordan Davis, without Carter by his side, talk about wanting to earn a contract.
Yeah.
I hate that things are like that, but that's how the world works. You're hungry. So later on, we'll talk about Jalen again with the benching thing. But there is something, too, when you got to fight for your right to party. Like, he's trying to get a contract.
And I hope the Eagles give it to him. He's earned it.
He has earned it. And I feel like he's earned it in a way that he's progressively gotten leaner and better each year.
Yeah.
It's not like he was overweight last year, whatever. He came in last year, he looked better. You know what I mean? The year before that, he came in looking good. I know what happened. He got injured on the Josh Allen push-out stretch play where he talked Josh Allen out on the sideline, laid out fully, had an oblique injury. Thanksgiving came around. My man had some mashed potatoes, and then he tumbled down the rest of the year. As a big fella, I can understand. So, but every year he's gotten better, so he deserves that money. Quinyon Mitchell, I forget he's on the team. I forget that he plays football.
Yeah.
Like, I almost forgot that he was a person until he got a penalty late in the game, which, again, penalties kill us. But I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot he was there. Forgot Epps was in there. When I forget that certain players are playing, that's amazing because we're all worried about Epps. Is he going to be able to? I just took him in right off. He came in and played phenomenal. Adoree Jackson
I was waiting. I was
balling.
waiting.
I'm taking all the people from you. I'm sorry. But
no. That's not my woo player. But
yeah.
But
I'm just going through the line of that.
Yeah.
Everybody on defense was showing up and making big plays at different times, helping each other out. And again, it just comes back to me with coaching. They have a philosophy. When I hear Nick say tough cookies together, I don't believe that. It needs to change. Someone's got to change. The message is getting stale. Change it. Because whatever Vic's doing, it's got those guys embarrassed, rallying, and coming back to fight the next week.
I don't want to forget to mention this because I did hear this on the plane ride home, and I went, huh? I was listening to Jordan Mailata speak, right? The Jordan Mailata show, talking about, and he was asked, hey, Nick's influence on we heard he was a little bit more involved and everything. And we've sat here and assumed, because that's what we're doing. We're just assuming. We're fans. I'm not in the building. I don't friggin' know. I'm not in the team meetings. But I would assume, like, hey, listen, Patullo's offense is Nick's offense. Nick's offense is Patullo's offense. Those two are joined at the hip. It's a collaborative effort. It's Jalen, it's Nick, and it's Kevin Patullo, so on and so forth. Mailata kind of gave a weird answer that was kind of just, what'd you say? He was like, yeah, Nick was, or maybe it was even Cam that said, yeah, Nick was in there, and it was refreshing to have him in the offensive meetings and have him involved a little bit more. He kind of put a little bit more structure and a little bit more, change of pace, details and structure in the offensive meetings. And then when Nick was asked in the press conference, like, hey, we heard you were a little bit more involved. He goes, yeah, a little bit more, in those team meetings. And, I kind of go where I'm needed. And, I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation for all of this, right? But when Jordan says, yeah, or Cam says, hey, having Nick in the meetings is kind of it was refreshing. He didn't do anything earth-shattering. He didn't change it, but he kind of restructured some things. I'm thinking to myself, where were you this entire time? You're telling me you're going where you need it. Again, I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation for all of this. But from a fan on the outside looking in, what were you doing? You don't need to bother with the defense. Vic's got this. He's a former head coach. Your defense is balling out. They don't need you in there. You're not a defensive guy. If you weren't in the offensive meetings before trying to get things turned around or dialed in or whatever the hell you were doing, why this week? What, you just started now? Did you not pick up on that?
I did. That's why I was going to circle back around to being out on Nick Sirianni. What does he do? I've said this to you the whole time. I don't know what he does. He has no answers when a team starts collapsing. He says that to the public. It shows in the team. The team's injured, but you could at least get your details right. I'd rather him say, hey, look, an error on the side of caution, don't hold. If Jalen's got to take a sack, he's got to take a sack. But you can't keep blowing up plays and setting us back. Maybe 3 penalties in, gather your guys together and be like, hey, no more penalties. No more penalties. Focus. Tough, detailed focus together. The quarterback calls the play. You know what the play is. how come you're covering up the tight end? You know what the play is.
Oh my God, the
you know you're not
procedure
supposed.
stuff. Oh my
You know you're not supposed to cover the tight end. We just called the play. What are we doing? Hey AJ, maybe you block for Saquon running down the field instead of lollygagging.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a defender running at you full speed, there's something going on behind you. Block. Where's the detail? Where is the together? Where's fundamental? And I'll say this: after watching Hard Knocks and listening to AJ Brown after this game, I don't know if it was because of him dropping those dimes, which again, touchdown pass, defender made a great play on his arm. All I know is AJ says, I'm a 50-50 buy, give me the ball, I'm going to get that. Afterwards, he said, yes, he made a good play on the ball, but I catch those balls, that's on me. So I take that 100%, he should have caught that touchdown pass. He was speaking up for Jalen. He said his name, which again, I take little things like that personally. And then you see him in the Hard Knocks and they're laughing, smiling, whatever. But the way he stuck up for Jalen, this isn't on Jalen. I should have caught that. He threw me a couple good passes. That interception wasn't on Jalen. That was on me. Like him saying his name and sticking up for him, that means something with all the turmoil that's been going on. And they're not friends. Again, they don't have to be besties. But at least in that moment, he knew his quarterback had the worst day of his life on the field.
Yeah.
And he stuck up for him and tried to have his back. And at least hopefully that starts pushing us in the right way. And we got to get it together against the Raiders and just flip it around. I don't expect a switch to be flipped, but I just want to know what Nick does. The flowers underneath the concrete, the energy, the vibe guy. Well, where is it, Nick? If you don't do anything else, you got to do that.
That's the other thing that
you got to do that.
Mulata said too. It's like, oh, one of our leaders called us out, like the vibes on the sideline were down. The energy wasn't there, which, by the way, was on full. That's how I knew we were in trouble against Dallas. That's how I knew we were going to blow the game against Dallas, when we were watching that sideline and they were all amped up. I haven't seen the second episode of Hard Knocks again. I was tired, just got home.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm very curious to see it. But watching that guy on the sideline, like even when they were down, they're down, vibes are high. You know what I mean? The positivity, keeping it going. So now Mulata's telling me, yeah, Saquon called us all out and said, hey, listen, the vibes aren't good enough on the sideline. We don't have the energy. Which, by the way...
And he didn't like the positive bunny, though.
He didn't like the positive bunny. Which, by the way, when I'm at the game, again, you guys see, like, I don't know what Troy Aikman said. I don't know all this stuff. So I'm going in, a lot of times I'm going into this microphone just knowing what I know sitting in the stands. But I also see a ton of shit y'all don't see. And Saquon Barkley, even from the upper level of SoFi Stadium, Saquon Barkley, Dory Jackson, when Dory had a pick, right? Or made a play. Yeah, third down, big third.
Yeah.
Saquon had to get his ass to it. He was gassing up Dory so much. Like Saquon, like, yo, get your ass to the huddle. Offense is on the field. Let's go. But in other words, like the energy is there, right? The energy is positive. Like I don't blame Saquon for saying, because Saquon's been on enough losing teams and enough sinking ships to identify when shit ain't going right. And at least he's speaking up about it. You look at the sideline and it's like, where's the juice, man? Where's the juice? Nick said something earlier where it's like, a lot of teams out there play to lose. We play to win.
He says these things, but he's not doing anything that he says.
Look at your sideline. Tell me you're playing to win right now.
And by the way, the whole Dak Prescott is a winner and a leader, and he led them on the sidelines. I know that he knows the Hard Knocks is there. I know that he knows he's a Dallas Cowboy and he's a acting star. You know how I know that? Because I've watched Dak Prescott on the sidelines cry during 2 games getting smoked, cry, and I've watched Dak Prescott getting caught on mic saying, we effing suck in a game, and I effing suck. So is that leadership? Where's Dak leading when he's talking about how much he sucks? I would like to know.
Thank you for blowing that up, Julia, because I got old man eyes and I really can't see. It was awesome meeting everyone out there. I can't tell you how many times I was stopped in the stadium, DJ and taking pictures, dude. You guys, the West Coast fans, showed nothing but love, and I appreciate all the love that you guys showed me out there. And thanks for tuning in and watching me on the East Coast now in this cold. Just bitching and moaning and bitching and moaning and bitching and moaning. Do we want to?
Now that you're done adoring yourself, answer my question that you weren't listening to me. I was trying to read.
Yeah, I was trying to read. Yeah.
You can't read and chew gum at the same time.
No, I can't. Squirrel. I saw my name and I went, squirrel.
That's her fault. She should know better.
Don't make the text too big because then E-Rock's going to.
What are you doing?
E-Rock's going to read
I'm talking to him and you're trying to read messages. No. It doesn't.
I was at, and then I caught myself on camera.
He doesn't need to read comments. You don't give the dog a chew toy while the dog is working. You don't do it.
Somebody told me recently, I'm going to clip this and send it to them. Somebody told me recently that I have golden retriever energy.
You do.
Like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just wagging my tail, just smiling, just, hey, pet me, I'm just happy to be here. Throw me a ball and stuff like that.
As an owner of a golden retriever, I agree.
But
he's the kid you coach that's like chasing butterflies, and you're like, Billy, you got to stop the goal. And Billy's like, but you see the butterfly? Look at this butterfly. Shut up, Billy, and get in goal.
What was the question?
Nothing. They were listening to me. They know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna clip it and put it out there and make you look bad. Okay, now, so let's do Woo Player. Then we'll pay some bills. Then we'll talk about the Raiders, and then I'll ask my questions, and we'll get out of here. So, oh man, Woo Player is gonna be rough this week because I'm making Julie go first. Then E-Rock, then me. Yeah, because I can't trust her. Take her little Woo Player, then she starts glitching.
Okay. I did actually think about this. And it's hard to get older, right? It's hard to age. It's hard to leave.
I'm trying to read the comments.
It's hard to leave, a job that you love and then feel, your body is aging and everything. But some people do it and some people return back to the sport that they love at 44 years old. My Woo Player of the week is Phillip Rivers.
So
Phillip Rivers is my
Woo Player of the week. You can't pick a player that hasn't played.
Why not?
He didn't play.
Doesn't matter.
It's Player of the Week.
He is a player. He's signed to a squad now.
Yeah.
He might not play.
That's okay.
Phillip Rivers and that bus full of kids that he's got, man. He's got bills to
He's a
pay.
grandfather.
Woo Player of the Week.
He's a
after he
grandfather.
plays.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
You make him Woo Player after he plays. And it's not that crazy. Tom Brady played at 47 years old.
Yeah, but not stepping away from the game as long as he
If Tom Brady didn't have the money he had from that booth, he would go down there and play right now. Right now, Tom Brady would go down there and play. Who's your Woo Player of the Week?
Someone else?
And he better be somebody.
You got somebody else?
No, but I'll think of something else.
No, you're fine.
We'll circle back around.
Okay,
We'll circle
all
back.
right.
I like leaving her on a bad take.
All right,
So
fine.
my Woo Player of the week.
She's bad every week. At least you're consistent at
Sorry,
that.
yeah, I'm not good at this. All right.
My Woo Player of the week is a guy who really hasn't had much to say all this season because he's let his performance on the field do the talking. And it's kind of flown under the radar because the talk in the offseason was about we're not paying you your money. The talk in the offseason was go ahead, seek a trade. The talk in the offseason is, for your age and your availability on the field, you know what? I'm not sure you're a good fit anymore. And thank God the rest of the market said the same thing and they were able to work it out and he came back. Because this guy, again, consistent, had 8 receptions for 78 yards against the Chargers. And on the plane ride back, I couldn't help but think, what would this offense that already looks dismal look like without this guy? So Dallas Goedert, right? You're nodding your head because you know it's right.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert, you are my woo. Am I going solo on this?
I just said woo. I did.
You wooed?
Yeah, I wooed.
Somebody didn't woo. You didn't woo.
Yeah, well, now you know how it feels when you're talking to somebody, they don't pay attention to you and participate in the conversation. You feel slighted, right? You noticed it, right? It felt weird because the other person wasn't engaged in what you had going on, right? Yeah, real weird how that feels. Golden retriever, squirrel, that's what they told me. I'm just happy out here shucking and jucking.
It's fair.
Fair indeed.
Fair.
Now, Ashford, lucky he ain't here. See? Now you got to get it. He's not here to get it, so you got to get it. She's got to get it.
I'm the token white guy that's got to get it right now.
Yeah, not average.
This seat sucks.
You're not average. That's right.
I'm sitting too close to Ash.
That's right. Somebody gonna get these punch downs in here. So my Woo Player of the week is a man that is generally non-existent. He goes about his job Nobody remembers his name. Nobody says his name this year. Nobody cares. He grabs his lunch pail and just does his job. And he does it so well that it doesn't matter what the coaching is, what the scheme is, who he's going against. The most elite players in the league fear him. The most elite quarterbacks in the league fear him. The most targets with no touchdowns given up on him. Quinyon Guantanamo Bay, the silent assassin, Mitchell. My God, dude, you are my woo player of the week because you are a silent killer. Just every week. Like, man, I forgot. I saw somebody tweet. This made me so angry because I forgot about Quinyon Mitchell's existence. Like, legit, you could have told me he was on the team, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I saw a tweet that said, Cooper DeJean is going to be the #1 cornerback in the league. And I'm like, he's not even the #1 cornerback on my team. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait, what's Quinyon doing? I went and looked around. Nothing. Just handling business.
Nothing.
Wherever you put him on, just handling business.
Don't hear about him?
No problems, no quarrels.
Don't say nothing?
He got that penalty, so I did say that. He gave a penalty. But I mean, like, that kid is good. Both of them are great. But when I saw the tweet said, Cooper DeJean is going to be the #1, I was like, he can't be. He's #2 on my team. He'll never be #1 as long as Quinyon's there. I'm like, oh yeah, Quinyon. So it's just killing it, just doing a phenomenal job.
I had to explain to these dumbass Chargers fans because they were like, "Well, you broke up the pass. Why are you guys booing? Why are you guys booing?" It's not boo, dude. It's cool. Another interesting conversation with the Chargers. Not even a conversation. Just the walk of shame sucks. The walk of shame sucks out of any stadium, but the Chargers fans, whatever.
They're not real fans.
They're not real fans. So anyway, we're walking out of the stadium, and apparently they're doing that. John Harbaugh is like just cornball.
Who's got it better than us?
So that was the chant. I was unaware of that, but I heard it no less than 25 times walking out of the stadium. Who's got it better than us? No, and then the rest of the crowd would go, nobody. And then some smart ass Eagles fan that I couldn't see because I'm short and I'm around a bunch of tall people. He top of his lungs. How many Super Bowls you got? No trophies. I thought that was it. But hey, listen, we took the L.
So the thing about that chant that kills me is, like, again, you have no culture because that's a Harbaugh thing.
Yeah.
It's not a Charger thing. Yeah. When he leaves the Chargers, it goes with him wherever he may go. Wherever he is, that's a Harbaugh thing.
They do got this cool thing that this is their thing now. They do this. Everybody you see on camera is doing it. I'm trying to get it. Can we get a one? This is the thing now. They do this for like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So instead of like LA and then they do this is the lightning bolt. By the way, I'm not sure if you saw my Instagram stories, Black Gritty or Julia. They have knockoff E-Rock out there doing in-game entertainment.
Oh, yeah?
Look at it. The dude looks like me. He's like West Coast, like surfer guy, flat brim, snapback, hoodie. Like I could have just slid in and they'd be like, how do you develop this annoying New Jersey accent? No. And I'm like, part of me was like, that's knockoff E-Rock. Who's this knockoff Chargers E-Rock? And then also part of me was like jealous as shit. Jealous as shit.
All white guys look the same. I got you.
No, all them West Coast. I blend in well with them West Coast kids.
You want to be in LA so bad with your little sunburn. Let's go pay some bills again, Julia. Right. I keep telling you because it keeps being true. Xfinity is here and Xfinity is for you. Do you want 4K? Do you want live TV? I know you do. You're tired of the buffering. You're tired of the scrolling. You're tired of being lagged behind. Every time you look at a text message, I know that you're not up to date if you're not on Xfinity. Xfinity has 4K. They got the 4-box screen. You are a real sports fan. If you're really a real sports fan, that means you need Xfinity cable in your home. 4K all day. Go get it so you can watch them play. I love it. You love it. Let's get some more of it. Xfinity is killing it out here in these streets. Real-time notifications and live stats right on your television. The best seat in the house every time is my house because I'm not going out there with E-Rock in the nosebleeds because I, too, am getting old and I can't see anything. That's why E-Rock gets so much video. He's got to zoom in, you know what I mean? I'm sitting at home on my 95-inch. E-Rock is like 6'4" in my crib. You see what I'm saying? But that's just how I'm living out here with my Xfinity. So make sure you go to Xfinity.com and learn about getting yourself some multi-view with the 4K. I apologize for the short joke.
You know what I like about your reads, Grit?
What happened?
You look at the camera when you read. Like you can riff and talk at the same time and look at the camera. I can't do that.
But I'm probably saying half the stuff wrong.
What's that?
I'm probably saying half the stuff wrong. Though.
Yeah, but
but it sounds good.
But you got to admit, I've gotten better at the whole reading part. Yeah. I just can't multitask. All right,
we got phonics for my little boy.
Here we go, kids. Here we go. Ready? We're gonna give this a try. We all know the feeling. You walk into a jewelry store and try to pick something for your partner, and suddenly you're in way over your head. You're thinking, what's the difference between these diamonds? Or what if they don't like it? Yeah, that can be stressful. That's why working with Joe and Michelle at Bucci's Jewelry and Design has been such a game changer. These guys make the whole process seamless. From the minute that you walk in, they treat you like family. They actually listen, help you figure out all the C's. Help you figure out cc.c. What does that say, Britt? That's a typo. Right
oh, yeah. That's a typo.
Okay. Yeah. Squirrel. Yeah.
It does say cc.c.
Bucci, you're getting extra time because everyone's laughing at E-Rock, okay? They actually listen and help you figure cc.c out, what you'll love. And then their team designs something completely custom right there in-house. See, that's the difference between these mom and pops, these real custom jewelry makers, and like you go to these big box things.
Clear-cut clarity.
Clear-cut clarity. These are all important C's. No pressure, no pushy sales vibe, no bad ad reads. You'll just good people who love what they do. And the end result, something you're proud to give and that they'll never forget. So the next time that you need that perfect piece, go see Joe and Michelle at Bucci's Jewelry and Design. 30 plus years in the game, voted Philly's #1 jeweler year after year. Over 1,000 5-star reviews. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It speaks for itself. Check them out today, BucciJewelers.com, and tell them E-Rock at PHLY screwed up your read. And so you should go shop with them to save my butt. I thank you in advance.
So,
yay! He did it!
We're going to go get you ice cream after the show.
Oh,
good little boy.
Boy, can I get sprinkles? And sprinkles or Jimmy's?
Yes. I'm a sprinkles guy.
I'm a sprinkles guy. I got.
Yeah, my grandfather used to call them Jimmy's. I call them
the Philly thing is Jimmy's, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So before we just talk about the Raiders a little bit real quick, and then we'll ask our questions, get out of here. I'd like to I'd like to remind our fans, Philadelphia fans, you passionate idiots. You are morons with so much heart and knowledge about the sport. You always want the backup quarterback. I'll remind you of two things. One, we're not a QB factory without Andy Reid. Andy Reid was a QB factory around here. Two, I'm going to read you a list of the backups that you've all clamored for. And you tell me which one of these guys are Hall of Famers, Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl MVPs, or even got any team to the Super Bowl. Not even the Eagles. They left Philadelphia and they took another team to a Super Bowl. You tell me, is it Jim McMahon? Is it Bubby Brewster? Is it Rodney Peete? Is it Ty Depner? Bobby Hoying? Corey Depner? AJ Philly? Jeff Garcia? I mean, you might want Jeff. Kevin Cobb, Michael Vick. We have Vick. We had a nice lightning time with Vick. Vick was great. Nick Foles, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. That's one, but he was also a starter on our team too at some point. Broken records as a regular season player. Matt Barkley. Oh my God. Mark Sanchez. Gardner Minshew. Bench Jalen for Gardner. Get Gardner in there. Remember, Gardner had the mind with his daddy out there with the mustache. They was chest bumping when he got to come in for one game. Or maybe you want Marcus Mariota, but now you're telling me you want Tanner McKee. Which one of these quarterbacks, besides Nick Foles, who by the grace of all the heavens above, graced us with our first Super Bowl championship, backup did anything for you? You're passionate idiots. The backup is not going to take us anywhere. Now, if he wants to start next year or in 2 years and give him a shot, then great for you. But clamoring for backups is loser mentality. Sometimes you got to go with the girl that brought you there and stop hiding out in the broom closet with the girl missing 3 teeth.
Agreed. However, and I know I can't see the chat, but I'm sure the chat's like, It's all Bucci E-Rock. Oh, nice, thank you. Appreciate the comment. But I'm sure the chat. I'm sure the chat's on fire.
The chat says Gritty really in here trying to take up for Hurts. Dude, he isn't a good QB. That's fine.
He is a good quarterback. He's got to play better. He's got to play better. I'm going to hold everyone accountable and call it like I see it when I see it. I've been the staunchest Jalen Hurts supporter and defender. I believe in the guy. I don't think he's a that. Also, too, that's not why I got so pissed off. Everyone got butt hurt and in their feelings. Jalen's in the offseason. Jalen's not ranked. Jalen's not ranked in the top. I don't give a shit what Jalen is ranked. Because I don't need him to be Joe Burrow. I don't need him to be Patrick Mahomes. I don't need him to be a gunslinger. I don't need him to be any of that. I just need him to have that winner mentality, that leadership mentality, be able to take on the shitstorm that is Philadelphia, media, fans.
Yes.
It's not easy to play here.
Keep his head up.
These all other guys, the minute they started skidding, or Justin Herbert, who, by the way, was anointed the golden child when he came to LA, the Chargers, and then consistently missing the playoffs, or shit in the bed. If that was him in Philadelphia, he'd already be run out of town by now. Like, let's call it like we see it, okay? That is what it is.
Does he get the grace of 2 playoff games having 4 turnovers in playoff games? He does not. He would not.
He would not. He would not. So, but Jalen, listen, dude, you just got to play better. Like, I'm going to call it like I see it. You played a shit game. You had trouble reading the defense. The defense confused the hell out of you. You got to start. And also, too, worth noting that if, and I don't know if this is true or not true, but if all those reports would be like, Jalen doesn't want to run the ball. Jalen doesn't want to run the ball. I understand we've talked about possibly a concussion before in the past. Hey, if we're keeping the main thing, to use your words, is that George Dubb, if you got to run the ball, run the ball. Shut up and run the ball. If that means you got to be under center because the percentages are there and the offense is moving more effectively, get your ass under center. If there is an ounce of truth behind we're in shotgun so much because Jalen prefers to be in shotgun, or Jalen's not running the ball because Jalen prefers not to run. I don't give a shit what Jalen prefers right now because the offense is struggling.
And that's why I said that's on coaching. Call what you think is going to work.
And you said that.
I
heard that. You said that.
Yes. Don't call what he prefers, especially in crunch time. Call what works. That's again why I said I really don't know who to fully blame. I just know that this team without a seasoned offensive coordinator falls apart in the season. This is 2 times in a row. It's happened. It can't happen again because your head coach doesn't have the Andy Reid mind, the Sean McVay mind, the same thing we talk about all the time. You got to have a guy in here that does something. I'm sorry, he doesn't have his own thing to fall back on. And that's going with what Nick says. When Nick says, I don't have the answers, this is the 2nd year in a row with multiple losses, and then he doesn't know any answers. Well, if you don't have them, bro, we're screwed because you're the captain of the ship. So the Raiders are coming to town. Black Hole, I almost wore my Raiders jersey today. I'll wear it next week when we stomp them out. But Crosby's the only thing you really have to worry about on that front line. As far as pressure concerned, he can wreck games on his own. He moves across that line back and forth. He will find the weakest link, and he will try his best to wreck shop. We should be able to run. Again, I asked the question. Here's about sensitivity about not want to hurt Jalen Hurts' feelings. Is it that we don't want to hurt Saquon's feelings? Why can't anybody else get any burn? Ever since we started pointing out that Tank is getting 9 yards a carry and he's only getting 3, Tank can't get a carry the last 2 games now. In the game before that, he only got 2 carries. So is it because Saquon came out and said, I'm in a funk? So now you're just going to keep giving the ball up the middle, when obviously the outside sweeps are what's working.
Yep.
Dude, I hate it here when we're not winning games because there's so many things wrong. We've got to get back to winning games.
And it didn't have to be like this. Not this show. Like, imagine if AJ catches that touchdown, if Jake makes that field goal, or they get, or you know, that pass to Dotson connects.
A win is a win.
No, we're not even talking a win is a win. We're talking, this is the win that writes that it didn't have to be like this.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How would you have felt if we tied that game? Would anger set in or positivity? Because until you just said what you said about Dotson, I forgot that, again, for a guy in the chat that hates Jalen Hurts is such a moron. You threw that pick on 1st down. You could have threw the ball away. Yeah. You tried to force it. You could have threw it to Goddard on the check down on 1st down. You could have threw it away. We could have kicked the field goal and walked home. How would you have felt if we would have just tied the game versus the way it ended?
Better than this. I wouldn't have been thrilled, but I think I would have been able to take enough positivity out of the offense to at least lie to myself and try to lie to you people and then be like, hey, we're headed in the right direction, even in a tie. Hey, at least we didn't lose. Like it didn't have to be like this.
Yeah.
It absolutely did not have to be like this. You want to get through some questions so we can put a bow on this thing?
Yeah. So let's go through my thing up there. There we go. I gotta make it Diddy. I gotta get my life together. I'll start with you, Julia, because obviously putting you on the burner is a good question. If your life depended on you winning a game, what game would you play?
Who am I up against? Like,
No. What?
that's just
It could be checkers. It could be basketball. It could be hopscotch. What game do you know in your heart that would save your life? What game would you play?
oh wow.
Iraq, do you have an answer for that?
Yeah.
What game would you play?
That's this thing I do every week. My life depended on it and I got to win.
Yeah.
I train that every week.
Oh, jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna go on that? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if gun to my head, hey, you got to do something and do it well and you got to win at something. All right.
Somebody in the chat said Bones. I would play Madden 2001, and I would be the greatest show on turf. Ricky White Boy Pro would give me any touchdown I need, and Marshall Faulk would destroy any human being on the planet. I could beat anybody in Madden 2001. I was a god. I used to play for money.
Were you talking about video games or
Any game.
Any game? Like if I'm a hooper, I could have said
basketball.
Okay.
You could have said horse.
Just want to make sure I didn't misunderstand.
You could have said horse.
Conversation.
You could have said hopscotch. Like I said,
Monkeys in the chat, and I happen to look up and see a squirrel.
Yeah. So
I could say like music trivia.
yeah,
Cool.
yep. That's your jam.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
What genre? Any?
Eclectic. Yeah. I would do it every Thursday. There's
era?
like it just you run the gamut. I mean, you have to.
Who is the original?
Mine is like 80s and 90s are like.
Who is the original singer, the original artist for Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You"?
Who wrote it?
Okay.
I know it. It's not Reba.
You're dead. Oh, you're dead already. You're dead already. You're never gonna make it in these streets, Julia. You're never gonna make it in these streets. That would be
Dolly Parton.
Dolly
Yeah.
Parton.
Oh, she's
All right. So, okay. So I.
See, that was good. You made it. Look, she lied. Yo, he tried to kill you, Julia.
I know.
My
I could see her in my head. Okay.
So, all right. Next question. In essence of our positiveness. What positive item do you have in your life or ritual thing that you own? Is there anything positive that you like keep around for like a vibe thing or something that you do for positivity? I'll give my answer first.
Please.
My father was given a wolf with a sheep hoodie. So it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And it was always in every car he's ever had since I was born. So since 1979, he's had this wolf in sheep's clothing. And I now have the wolf. So when I got a car, he said, look, you can't give yourself this. He's like, whatever girl you're dating, have her go buy you a stuffed animal of whatever kind that she thinks of you, put it in the car. And every time you get a new car, if you want to get a new animal, you can, but just keep the animal. So I have his stuffed one. And right now, Leah actually gave me a Batman manimal thing that's in the backseat of my car as a stuffed thing. It's my good luck thing, so I don't die in the car, apparently.
Oh, I love that.
Julia, you go because my answer's so like out there.
I have one that's like it's like my grandmother's bracelet that I always fly with when I travel. But my dad was a builder and he always had like a bunch of like bandanas and I cry a lot. So like but I always like carry anytime I'm like going to a Phillies game and it's a big game, I'll bring his bandana. I mean, usually it's for like,
Yeah.
whatever, but it's like a
It's
lucky.
double entendre. It's
Yeah.
good luck too.
Yeah.
So how do I even explain that? Have you driven with me?
No.
Okay. In my car, hanging from my rear view mirror is some beach guy, right?
Yeah.
So ever since I was 14 years old, you're fishing, you're on the beach. I noticed one shell in particular. It's called a blood arc. It's part of the cockle family, right? It's a bivalve shell. but it always wears. Like if that where the two ends of the shell connect, it wears right here on the knuckle, and some of them provide a perfect hole.
Okay.
So as I'm fishing, even to this day on the beach, and they're not super available. So when you see one, I had to grab
go
it.
grab
But
it.
ever since I was 14 years old, I've been collecting these shells on the beach, and I string them up, and they're hanging from my rear view mirror. And I have so many that now I had to make a second strand. That's anyway. When I see one, I can't help but pick it up. I am a sales rep by trade. Obviously, live in Jersey, Philadelphia, beach, back and forth. I drive a 2018. It's got 340,000 miles on it. I drive everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never been in an accident. Those are my lucky shells. They hang out from the rear view. And even when I move cars, or even if I got to drive somebody else's car for an extended period of time, I will take one of the strands of them and put it over the rear view. I don't know if it's I'm on some Moana shit or whatever, but like those are my lucky shells. And as long as I got my shells, I'm protected.
See? Then that way, now when your daughter starts driving, you throw one in her car.
When the
100%. When the boy starts driving,
100%.
Like I said, this wolf. Like I've had this wolf for as old as me, 40s, whoever's how old I am is old. All right. So, if you could live next door to any eagle, who would you want it to be? If you could have a Philadelphia Eagle as your neighbor, who would you want your neighbor to be?
Current player?
Yeah, we'll do current today because I can retread this later.
I would want to live next to Landon Dickinson because maybe I can skip the whole lawn service thing and be like, yo, when you're on that lawnmower, man, can you just tag me up real quick? Give him something. He's a DIY guy. He's got his whole TikTok DIY thing.
I've seen that.
And like I'm pretty handy. Like I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
And everything I've learned in my 40s is from a YouTube how-to, so I can fix a thing here and there. But if I really was in a pinch, Landon, let me borrow this tool. Landon, do you know how to fix this? Landon, I bet you he'd come in handy.
So, first of all, you're a trash person because that's literally the perfect answer. That's my answer. And for that reasoning, I wouldn't have to cut my grass.
No.
I'd con him into helping me build my own stuff at my house.
Yeah.
He's also like 7 feet tall, so I need something off of a shelf.
And you know that boy can eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'll be cooking. You said, where I get him is I'll be out there on a smoker, and I put a fan blowing at the crib.
Yeah.
He gonna smell when I'm cooking.
Yeah,
you know
to
what I mean?
lure him over.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like
Hey,
Pepe
roll
Le
up,
Pew.
Yo, he rolls through, cut my grass. I hit him a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
Just roll out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my. Now I'll pick somebody
Borrow
else.
that lawnmower. You can afford another
Yeah,
one.
I'll pick somebody else. So if it wouldn't be him, I would want to live next to. Jordan Mailata.
Why?
Because the few minor interactions I've hung out with him, he just seems like a regular, like, I'm just trying to chill and live my life, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I could go over there. We could play video games. Again, I could be barbecuing.
Yeah.
We'll come over and hang out in the backyard. He could be singing some songs for the ladies for me, you know what I mean? Like, he just seems like a chill dude. He's married. He ain't going to take none of my ladies. He got it locked down over there, you know what I'm saying? And again, I like the tall guys to get stuff off the shelves. You know what I mean?
Coop,
go out to IKEA, he can go get some
living
stuff.
next to Coop might not be bad either. Because
Coop
like,
gonna take all the ladies.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying.
get
The
none.
scenery ain't going to be bad.
Yeah,
I'm sure the
that's true.
landscape
That's
looks
true.
nice, but watching
That's
all
true.
the ladies walking in.
Actually, Coop be a good answer for me. I get the scraps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who don't you want, Coop? I'll take them. Julia, you had enough time.
I mean, this is a boring answer, but I would say BG because he does a lot of things outdoors.
Yeah.
He's got younger kids. I could bring my nephews over. I'd be like the coolest aunt, and like they could play and do some fun outdoor adventures.
And somebody in the chat did say that they're like, "Oh, Coop got all the ladies." So see, everybody trying.
We're all on the same page. We're
All right.
on the same page.
So, last question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts? Julia?
Yes.
E?
No.
Ghosts are not real. So, it's okay
But
to
like a
believe in them.
spirit, like I
So,
believe in more of like a
I'll
spiritual.
leave you alone with spirits for right now.
Yeah. The
Okay.
spiritual thing aside, like
Spirits are different than
Yeah.
ghosts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ghosts aren't real.
Ghosts-
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
when they tell me that like this house is haunted
Yeah.
by the ghost of whatever, I'm like, that's not real.
Right.
If ghosts were real, there'd be a Native American / black guy in every crib in America. Like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
you know what happened here?
Yeah.
by the way, all of our answers for who to live next to were completely wrong. Because Markel Futz in the chat Nailed it. Big Dom. You'll never sleep sounder. Who's messing with you if Big Dom
I was
is
thinking
your
about
name?
that for a second. Yeah,
Let me tell you something.
but he's not a player.
But does he have a ring?
So the reason, I'll tell you this.
Invite him over for dinner, for Sunday dinner.
You think you're the least safest person in America living next to Big Dom.
Why?
Big Dom, when my tagline is Black Gritty, I'm in these streets. I'm always out doing stuff.
Yeah.
Dom is a part of the streets. He's on a jet for going somewhere for Jeffrey Lurie. He's out there kicking people off Jeffrey Lurie's yacht in Florida. He's out in Beijing getting T.O.'s leg fixed. Like, the dude's never home. Your house is not protected.
He doesn't. He knows all the cops.
Oh,
Listen, the amount of connections that man has, he's a fixer. So call up, hey, Dom, I need a favor. Dom goes, yeah, you always come to me with a favor. You know, he does one of those, and then problem solved.
I'm just saying, you're getting safety adjacent because Dom's always running around.
I know.
I rip and I run.
Yeah, he's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
But, you know, if he's a neighbor, he's just a phone call away, and sometimes a phone call is all it takes.
Technically.
All it takes.
He's not a player, so.
Okay.
It's fine. So yeah, we're good. So do you want to win with style points or you just want to win? Raiders.
Just win. My biggest fear, my biggest concern is that I look at this Raiders team.
Oh, somebody said Jeffrey. If that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, if your neighbors with Jeffrey.
If I lived, I don't even need Jeffrey.
Boca Raton.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't even need Jeffrey if I lived next to Jeffrey.
Yeah, I wouldn't even need it because I'd have Jeffrey Lurie money.
I'm hiring Landon to come over and cut my grass.
As a side hustle, just for fun. Just so I can put it on my social media.
Right.
Look at that. Cut my grass.
Hey,
Look
check
at
this out. I got Joe my life singing to my Christmas song.
Hey, Dom, I need a favor. Yeah, then everybody be there. It's a correct answer.
Yeah, if I'm living next to Lori, I'm doing things right.
This Raiders team is absolute trash. 32nd in points per game offensively. Yards per game 31st. It's just, you can go down the line. It's all garbage. We're not getting Geno Smith. We're getting two gloves. Kenny Pickett.
You know what I forgot on that list?
What was that?
When Kenny Pickett was here and everybody was telling me that he was going to take Jalen Hurts' job because Howie was scouting him in the draft and he wanted to draft him. So that's another backup quarterback that actually did get to play in the Super Bowl, though. Did get down to the Super Bowl. So that's why I didn't have him on my list, because he actually did get to play in the Super Bowl.
As much as I would like to just, hey, dub, easy. It's going to be 31 degrees on Sunday. They ain't built for this shit. Philadelphia home crowd. And I'm not putting this into the atmosphere. We're all thinking it, so I'm just going to say it. This was like similar to the Cardinals game in 2023, where we should have smoked that team, and somehow, some way, we ended up. And that's when the big white flag just like you shit the bed against the Raiders. Just again, go to Jerry World, hand him the golden ticket, and just say, hey, the NFC East, we don't need it. It's you.
We're bowing out.
Yeah, we don't even deserve it, Jerry.
We're just here for draft picks.
We're just here for draft picks at that point. I don't care about the style points. However, I feel like this sideline, this team needs that energy boost. So go ahead and run up the score on them. You know what I mean? Get a little loose. You're playing tight against everyone. You're playing tight against the Cowboys. You're playing tight against the Bears. You're starting to open it up against the Chargers, and you still managed to find a way to lose. Go ahead and try some shit you haven't tried out against the Raiders. Try a little something different. Because if you lose anyway, that's it. It's over, Johnny. So you might as well go out there, have a little fun, get a little loose, and try to build up some momentum into the playoffs.
So Warren, William Wambach 330. So I will tell you that when we started the show, I did talk about the Flyers last night coming out with a 1-0 and then going 4 straight goals and how excited I was. I also talked about Schwarber getting his $150 million. But on this show, we generally stick to Eagle stuff. But I will say this. I watch Flyers games and I don't tweet. I don't complain when they lose. I don't say anything. I shut up. I watch the games. I went to 4 games last year. I'm probably going to end up going to like 6 or 10 games this year. And I'm trying to watch one sport in Philadelphia where I'm not ripping out the hair from my beard, because you see what's happened to my head. I just want to watch a team grow and build and keep my mouth shut and watch them do the work and create something. Because last year, everybody's like, they're going to make the playoffs, and they didn't. People were so angry. I wasn't, because I'm like, the team's just getting better. And I watched the Flyers for that reason and for joy only. I made Flyers videos last year. I'm not even doing this year. I'm literally watching the games and trying to enjoy it. On the PHLY, Bill and the guys, they do a great pre-Flyer show and a post-Flyer show, and they do Flyers every week. And Philadelphia talks about the Flyers every day in this little 30-minute segment. So if you want Flyers talk, Bill's here for you. There's stuff on PHLY for you. I did bring it up today, so don't say that. You just came in late. But I just want to watch good hockey and hope that my team builds into something. And if they make it to the postseason this year, next year, I'll be talking about them often. I'll be making videos again because I'll have something to believe in, because my God, my heart can't take any more damage. It's the same reason I refuse to talk about the Sixers, even though they're wearing all black. They're trying to bring back hip hop. Maxey looks amazing. VJ Edgecombe is amazing. I'm just trying to not have a heart attack with my fat ass and just enjoy some kind of sport and value in this city. And that is my Flyers take for you, brother. They're doing great. The Fly guys are killing it, and I wish them all the best and keep growing.
It's wonderful. It's an Eagles show. Here is a tale as old as time, and here's and I'm a Flyers fan myself, but here's what really pisses me off about Flyers fans. I'm gonna say it. We'll just come out and say it. Y'all get so mad when the team doesn't get any attention or nobody's talking about the Flyers. You should talk about the Flyers more. You should talk about the Flyers more, and then the Flyers get good, and then they weren't being talked about. And then what do Flyers fans do? Why y'all talking about the Flyers? You weren't talking about the Flyers before. It's a dog chasing its tail. Just watch the Flyers and shut up.
And that's why last year I literally I was like, I'm not even gonna. Because I saw myself climbing that mountain. I'm like, just hold.
Yeah,
they're not gonna just hold. And this year I literally said,
Flyers. What do you want from me?
I said, don't tweet during the games, because I started yelling at stuff that doesn't matter yet.
Yeah.
And now they're doing good. I'm gonna be able to smile on my face last night. I'm like, it was great. And I did bring it up today because that's the only thing I had to be happy about when I have my positive bunny on.
Yeah,
so make sure you check us out at ALLCITY.com. PHLY Cheap Seats. Find us on the Spotify. Get us on your rap. Go to the YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment. Make yourself useful. Send this video to a friend and make them suffer. And again, bro, Mr. Wombat, the first 30 seconds when I start talking today, the first thing out of my mouth was about the Philadelphia Flyers and the great game they had last night. Go Philadelphia Sports.
Go Philadelphia Sports. Go Flyers. Shoot. Shoot. Shoot.
Go.
Jesus Christ.
We all silly like the mayor.